What's up, guys? AssaultAndBattery777 is here, and where's LegendKiler?
Boom! What's up? I guess you didn't see me coming, but then again...
You don't want anybody to see us.
But then again, there's a chair. Okay, so this is a draft special. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, this is a draft special.
Actually, I think it's on. Keep talking.
We're gonna talk about who we think's going to Raw, who we think's going to SmackDown, and who we think's going to ECW. This is personal opinion. Not once have we looked at any sites. Not once have we really scoped out anybody else's videos.
This is all personal opinion, so hopefully we go 50.
Little sheet made in 30 seconds.
Just act like you don't see it.
Sorry, yeah.
It's all coming off the top of our head.
Okay, so Raw. Let's say Big Show going to Raw.
Raw needs a dominant big man and on the show, and Kane obviously isn't living up to those expectations. He goes from the Big Red Machine to the Big Red Jobber. And what more can you say for Undertaker's brother than he's just jobbing out to guys he shouldn't be jobbing out to?
Losing through clean pinfall
that's one main thing.
And Big Show's definitely that dominant guy who can main event.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's not necessarily the most entertaining
to watch. What do you think Mark Henry's going to...
I think it's either Mark Henry or Big Show going to Raw, but I think if Raw, you know, Big Show's more the Raw kind of...
Yeah, I'd rather see Big Show. I can
Show.
see him on Raw than Mark Henry.
Triple H going to Raw.
Yeah, I think he overstayed his welcome at SmackDown. He's the biggest star in the company, and I think
it was an experiment.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it. And being on Raw is his home, and where he should be as the biggest guy in the company, on the biggest guy on the show.
Well said. 5 stars. 5-star explanation. Yeah, especially with this whole Orton thing. With this whole Orton thing, and you know they've had what 2 promos on SmackDown, the beatdown and something else, and all their other promos and matches have been on Raw. So what's the point of traveling back and forth? And you know Vince and Stephanie and Shane, and Orton and Batista.
Okay, anyways, next guy.
Well, you know, it just makes sense.
Yeah, JR back to Raw. I think like Triple H was an experiment, and sending Michael Cole to SmackDown where he belongs, where he can botch all over there. And sending JR back to Raw would be the right thing to do.
It would. You can't really, you know, it works out. You know, I don't mind JR and Cole. I really don't, but they don't break. But I don't mind JR and Cole, but you know, you can't. You know, JR and Lawler's.
Yeah, it's classic stuff. It's like classic Raw. You know.
Yeah, it's so also this is just a little for your information fact. Last year, a lot of the most of the drafts. They didn't know where they were going. It was like a shocker.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
My words, and do we actually have lots of time?
I think we got 9 minutes.
Okay, so a lot of people didn't know where they were going. It was actually a shocker for a lot of people in the company.
And JR said he was going to quit.
JR's one of them. And didn't know.
Even what's his name, Triple H being one of them too. So, anyways, next.
Matt Hardy going to Raw.
Yeah, you think their Hardy Boys are going to be split up, and you think this guy thinks the feud's over, but
I think the feud is definitely dying down.
But little does he know they have a stretcher match tonight on ECW. Tonight on SmackDown.
I did not know that, but I don't think this is going to last much longer. Maybe one more pay-per-view match.
Maybe, just like an all or nothing
kind of thing. But I do think Matt Hardy's going to end up on Raw. I think he's definitely going to be overshadowed, but I think they have to break up because
they'll just be on the same show, and everyone will expect them.
And now that they've had a feud, everybody just expects them to keep feuding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the best way to.
So the best way to split that up is to send Matt.
That's how, I guess you can explain that's how DX thing went out too.
And Jeff Hardy is staying on SmackDown. He's a viable champion. He has this, you know, main event credibility now. He's probably gonna have a title reign this year. So
even on Raw, he was you know the lower mid card.
Don't ruin what you've already done by sending him to another show. Morrison and Miz, I think Raw needs this established tag team. They don't have one. Crime Time, that's not it.
They were doing good until they put them on WWE.com and doing those little skits with Kelly and Mickey James and Hacksaw.
Carlito and Primo, that stupid movie thing. Yeah. Carlito and Primo are the SmackDown tag team. If you want a tag team on Raw, Morrison and Miz. This doesn't mean that they're not going to be on SmackDown as often as they are.
Them and Carlito and Primo are feuding for the titles.
All this means is that their faces are going to move to the roster, Raw roster page on WWE. That's all that means. Kozlov going to Raw. Who cares?
He's just
Let's not even talk about Kozlov going to Raw. Who gives any? Okay, we've actually spent too long on him now. SmackDown. SmackDown. Batista.
This is what I think. I heard there was a lot of rumors going around about Batista going back to SmackDown. Having Triple H going to Raw leaves SmackDown high and dry of a top face main event.
Dude, I
besides
definitely
Jeff
think
Hardy.
the camera's off because the light's not even on.
No, the light's on at the top. Okay, I'll check.
Oh, it's on.
No,
Okay.
keep
Batista going to Raw, I disagree. Because
we're at 5 minutes.
we got 5 minutes?
No, we got 5 minutes, like...
Done? Okay, we actually probably finished this.
4 minutes
Okay,
left.
Batista going to Raw, I disagree with that. I think that if he was still injured and hadn't made his big comeback, then he
Which
would...
was very unexpected,
He would be...
by the way.
It was. Everybody said that. But
I'm sorry.
Batista going to SmackDown if he was injured, I think, because then, you know, he gets drafted and there's this big, oh, when's Batista returning?
Yeah.
And there's a big shocker when he's returning, and, you know, just... I think that if he was injured, he could end up on SmackDown, but now that he's back and this whole, you know, six-man tag, Orton, Triple H, probably triple threat maybe, title, heel turn, there's so many things to do with him on Raw now.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows?
Who knows? So that's kind of
unpredictable.
That's an afterthought, almost.
Oh, yeah.
That's a possibility.
Afterthought. So move Batista from SmackDown to an afterthought.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Evan Bourne.
Okay. We think, well, do you think?
I think he's going to SmackDown.
Okay, yeah, so we both think he's going to SmackDown because that's where he could, you know, become the shining star, or reach his full potential that he has.
He's going to climb the ladder. He's going to move to SmackDown. He's going to move to Raw, maybe. He's
just like guys like, you know, like Kofi Kingston did. He moved from ECW to Raw. But I think Evan Bourne could be better than Kofi Kingston if he gets treated proper on SmackDown. If he reaches like Intercontinental title.
Oh, he's definitely Intercontinental title, U.S. title material. Yeah. But now we said MVP going to Raw, which makes us say Mysterio is going to SmackDown. I think that the INC title and the U.S. title are going to finally switch brands for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
For history making draft sort of thing, and don't really need to spend too much time on that. That's just our thoughts, and Mysterio's definitely more successful on SmackDown.
That's where he just made his career.
More popular on SmackDown.
Pretty much.
Santino Morello going to SmackDown. You know, I don't. If he ends up on SmackDown, I don't.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't miss him. I've seen enough of him.
He does his own thing,
I mean, he's funny. I don't get. He doesn't get old to me, but you know, he's not going to be this big loss. I'm be upset about. Kofi Kingston, SmackDown.
Yeah, that's just where he's not. I think he could be used better on SmackDown since, you know, well, I think, well, we already went through this before, but SmackDown, I think is going to be beefed up in the mid-carder, while
Raw's going to be beefed up in the main event area.
And then they're going to make all those guys from the mid-carders developed enough to become main events.
SmackDown's going to be your new development show. Captain Charisma, Mr. Christian.
Yeah, you probably like this a lot, and having him go to
SmackDown
will be a good move, and just seeing him on a show where he'll be used properly and not...
It makes creative look stupid, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because
why did you put him on ECW?
2 months ago he came in, and now all of a sudden he's on SmackDown. But I think he definitely deserves higher. Check the time, because we just have to talk about ECW, so I'll start. William Regal, the ECW.
Yeah, we have a minute left.
Okay, we
quickly,
can do it.
Talk about it quickly, yeah.
Okay, ECW, William Regal, who cares? Nobody cares about him animore. He barely wrestles.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to ECW. Kane, I think, going to ECW with one of the big men coming over to Raw.
And Umaga just to be another one of those top heel
guys. Umaga, William Regal, and Kane to ECW. Kane is this guy who could be ECW champion for, like, you know, 6 months.
You're wasting time.
Who cares? Okay. Afterthought.
30 seconds.
This is a quick afterthought, and we're not saying it will happen, but it's not necessarily what we'd like to happen. But if they want to make a shocking turn of events, John Cena to SmackDown.
It would be a big throw-off for everybody, and just... That would be the thing where everyone would be talking about for months or weeks or something.
Yeah.
Just be how could they take their biggest guy and just throw him on SmackDown.
Well, ending up back where he started.
Okay, so that's it.
Makes him seem like
guys,
backtrailed.
we're gonna